I decided to read 2,000 Pounds by Brian Turner, a poem we've all read before. We actually read it during my freshman year in English 111 with Miss Van Noort. But the biggest thing for me is Brian Turner's will to bring more attention to the suicide bomber in general. So I'm gonna play a very quick clip of what I think happens, the American perspective of an American citizen.
Now to the deadly terrorist attacks this weekend in the capital of Turkey. More than 90 people were killed when two suicide bombers attacked a peace rally not far from the train station in Ankara. NBC's Keir Simmons is there tonight and has our report.
They were linking arms, marching for peace, when this happened. Amid the terror, 95 people died, 245 were injured. This student was...
So this is what I believe the American perspective is. You're sitting at home, NBC Nightly News comes on, it's 6 p.m. They do their turn overseas, 95 people die in a peace rally in Turkey, no problem. American media also sometimes censors the information it provides to the American base. So I'm going to show a video that's kind of graphic of an actual suicide attack and the aftermath of it. It's only about a minute long. By show of hands, who had a different response to that video as opposed to the NBC Nightly News video? Was there something more evoking about the second video as opposed to the first? I believe what Brian Turner wants us to see in that second video, what we're shaded from as American citizens, is that victims often become a statistic as opposed to an actual bomber's intention behind it. So instead of us as Americans actually seeing what happens, what occurs, we get a number attached to attack. 95 people killed in a peace rally, or 28 people killed at a police station, or 12 people killed at a soccer game. It really doesn't matter. That's what I believe Brian Turner's trying to show us. In his poem, 2,000 Pounds, I'll read one of his stanzas. It's the stanza on Rashid, who's riding a bicycle with Sifa. And I believe many of us can take this stanza out of context in the very beginning, but if you really think about what he's trying to get at, which I'll ask about afterwards, I hope it kind of changes your perspective. So it's his third stanza, and it goes, Rashid passes the bridal shop on a bicycle with Sifa beside him. And just before the air ruckles and breaks, he glimpses the sidewalk reflections in storefront glass. Men and women, walking and talking, or not. An instant of clarity just before each of them shatters under the detonation's waves. As if even the idea of them were being destroyed, stripped of form. The blast tearing into the mannequins who stood as though husband and wife, a moment before, who cannot touch one another, who cannot kiss, who now lie together in glass and debris, holding one another in their earn armed embrace, calling this love if this is all there will ever be. So there are two huge points in this. First, he says, an instant of clarity under the detonation's wave, as if even the idea of them were being stripped or destroyed, which I think is huge. He's saying that literally these people who once were are no longer. The idea of them has been destroyed. He goes on to speak to the mannequins. And with the mannequins,